Okay, hello again, and it's Monday morning at the Abbey. This will be the last BBC that we're doing on the Vajrasattva retreat because tomorrow evening we begin a retreat with Professor Guy Newland, looking at some commentaries on the Middle Way by Nagarjuna. So we're very happy about that and really excited about this next part of our winter retreat. So what to do? The Vajrasattva part is ending. And what Venerable Chidran always says to us, and she said it again yesterday, is what do? We keep going. If this has been good for you, if it has helped your mind, if you have been able to put down some of the burden emotionally, psychologically, any which way, then why stop? It's a good question to ask yourself. I know one of my very first retreats with Venerable, it must have been the first one because she says this every retreat, and I remember it was the only one when I was completely startled by it. We got to the end of retreat and my mind was just like, I want to get home, I want to get in a hot bathtub, I want to sleep in, I want to look at this and that and the other thing and talk to thus and so. And what she said is, okay, when you get home tonight, do your practice. And I just went, is she kidding? I mean, really, that was where my mind was. It's like, is she kidding? I'm going to go home and I'm barely going to get there at dinner time, and then I'm going to practice? And then all the way I thought, yeah, well, what else would I do? So I kind of practiced. It took me a long time. I had to really fight with a lot of self-centeredness, not that I'm special because we all do, but it took me a long time, years, to get on the cushion and actually follow through and do it. There were times when I had to simply set up the altar and say, I will stand here for 3 minutes. I will stand here for 3 minutes. I will read refuge. I will read dedication, and then I will go. And that's how I built my practice, because I was so restless. If you think I'm restless now, I was so restless. I could not sit down. So for a long time, that's how I built my practice, and then 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes. So get an altar, because physically then you have a place and you'll know where you're going to go. So we want to say thank you very, very much for everyone who's joined us from afar. We really felt your pictures are up here on the wall. We really felt your John's panning in on them now. We felt your presence, and we felt in particular the inmates who we hope will be able to read these commentaries on BBC. We are so inspired by you doing this under the conditions that you are, when we think it's hard and our conditions are plush. So thank you so much for your practice. We really do feel inspired by it. Okay, now why should we continue? I wrote this fighting with my own self-centered mind, so I teased out some things. First of all, our teacher says continue. So I figure in places where I'm a little confused, a little murky, her judgment's probably better than mine. So that's one really good reason. And if you listen to the voice that says, not tonight, or not today, or maybe tomorrow, really investigate that. Who's talking? Is that the self-centered mind, perhaps, with an I, my, me in it? Guaranteed you'll find that. Secondly, samsara doesn't take days off. This is another favorite teacher saying here. Samsara takes no days off. So the whole time, since there's no time off, we're either gathering merit or we're collecting negativities. So it'd be good to get on that side, right, and continue going. The third one is even, and this is true for the inmates too, although you're under much harder conditions, we do have the conditions to be able to do this. And that is not true for so many beings in the world. I mean, forget unseen realms that, you know, perhaps are there, or that the teachings say are there, of the hell realms, the hungry ghosts, the God realms, even, you know, not even looking at those, but just look at what we can see physically. Can animals do this? Can all the insects, the fish, the birds, which are countless, no one can count them, can they do it? And then amongst humans, so many have no way. Their lives are such a struggle for food, shelter, clothing, safety. There's no way to be able to do this. We have the conditions and we have the support to continue. And the last one I thought of, it's a great kindness to yourself and others to continue with this practice. Because the Bodhisattva vow is, and whether you have it or not, the idea of doing this deity practice is that's what you want to transform yourself into. Well, how are we going to do that? There really aren't a lot of different ways to do that. So in order to reach that kind of a state, or even take steps toward that kind of a state, we need to purify, purify, purify. So that's it. Keep going, and don't believe all the thoughts you have about quitting. Don't believe them at all. So every evening or every morning, at least once a day, do the whole sadhana. If you're counting the mantras, make sure you do a full mala, 108 each day, or the retreat is considered broken. But if you do that, you can continue on to your 111, and be very happy and feel very joyous at finishing it. So Vajrasattva is waiting. Please connect with them.